Hi everyone, welcome. Well, the bins that we're checking in on today were previously on the upper left-hand corner of that shelf, but we made room and we've graduated them over into the seniors category, the, the assisted living section of my wormery. Now, while this is where the more mature systems are, I have this general shape of things that goes sort of left to right with a little bit of a swerving action in there too, so I'd have to explain it to you to make it make sense, or maybe draw a diagram, but that's not what we're here for today. We're here to check in on these bins down here, which, because of their advanced age, have already been getting geared up for migration, because usually when I get to a certain age, like these two bins did a little bit over 3 weeks ago, 22 days ago, we gave them their last portion of bedding. And since then, we've been treating them as being in foraging for the past 22 days, like these two systems over here, too. They've been foraging for 50 days, and even here, before we started the migration of the worms, which has been underway for a while now, these systems actually were in foraging for 112 days. So, at 22 days of foraging, I still think they've got a little bit of work to do before we end up with material that's really fine and worked down. This stuff still is littered with tons and tons of bedding. So today it's only food and a little bit of agitation, see how things are, and I've got an idea for coverings. I don't know, we'll think about it more as we check out how these systems are coming along. So let's get them up on the bench and get started. So now bubble wrap is really what I had in mind in terms of possible coverings for these systems. A little different from what you've seen happening around here lately, which is in general, we've been removing covers everywhere because of the high degree of humidity, and when things are very humid, very little drying occurs. If the air were very dry, it would have this tendency to suck moisture up into itself and cause drying to any sort of damp materials pretty quickly. But here, down in my wormery, there's no climate control, there's no air conditioning, so the humidity that's going outside here in central Jersey is felt down here in my basement where the worms live. But for the foraging process, it does seem like moisture is a pretty key component. So I would hate to, stifle the process. I'd really like to see the foraging in this be successful so that all these bedding type materials, of which there's a lot because we were, kind of anticipating the start of foraging, so we were very generous with bedding. So it's all over the place. So we're going to probably cover up, I think, with plastic at the end. It was really going to be a judgment call on how moisture feels in here. Sort of base the go no go decision on covering that way based on how things feel in here. I think these are potato. Certain foods just have this tendency to sit in the bin, and those chunks of potato, I believe is what they are, go back perhaps 3 feedings now. I mean, I know they showed up as leftovers we fed, they showed up as leftovers again, and I'm pretty sure this is pretty sure this was like the 3rd time we're bumping into that stuff over there. So, well, whatever. In the past, I have gotten frustrated with it and ended up pulling it out, and then maybe just 2 or 3 days in the freezer was enough treatment to get the stuff such that when I put it back in the worms a second time, it broke down right away. It does seem like freezing or not freezing is kind of important with certain things. Otherwise, you might not even want to go down the road of putting those things into your worm bin based on how slowly they break down on their own. But yeah, freezing really does have a big part to do with how I get most of my foods prepped for feedings. I mean, certain things like what they're getting today, such as the rinds of watermelon, are not going to really need to be frozen and thawed to get them softened up and underway as far as the breakdown process goes. I would think that those are the sorts of foods that would happen into the process quite quickly and be, consumed right away. But as you can see, we've got whole bunch of potato in here, which unfortunately the worms aren't really able to make a whole lot of use of quite yet, because they're really holding up well, you know. Well, if you think about it, it's a product that develops underground, so it's really designed to thrive underground. So maybe it thinks that it's still on the plant growing somewhere. And that's what happens a lot of times. Just suddenly you'll come back and you'll see little shoots and stuff growing off these bits, and they'll be trying to grow. Gosh, at the end I think it would make sense to keep it all together. Perhaps next time we'll extract it, but I'm not going to bother with that today. Today we're just going to try to keep the process moving. I really allowed myself to get quite distracted by the potato over there in bin number 1. Down here in bin number 2, I don't know, perhaps we stirred it in, perhaps the potato bits are all over the place now rather than being in a single spot. Alright, I found one right there. So, yeah, maybe some future check-in it would make good sense to start collecting those things up and pulling them out, just so we could give that stuff a better chance at being broken down by getting thrown back in the freezer for one more round. But like I said, today we're going to skip it. We're just going to press on. Let's go ahead to giving them their delicious meal of watermelon rinds. And let's see, that might be about half of what we came down here with for them, right? Perhaps just a couple more here and a couple more there, and these guys are fed. Grit, you know, we'll give them some grit too. Just sprinkle it in on the feeding zone, and who knows, maybe it's going to help the potato. No, I don't think it is. The potato just seems like it's going to sit in here forever. A lot of people might be saying, you know, you're sitting there talking about removing it, why not just remove it? That's okay. Sometimes I just feel like giving things just a little bit more time, and I've been surprised in the past to find that things that seemed like they're just going nowhere for the longest time, almost at the point where we were going to just abandon the try at breaking them down in the worm bins and remove them, all of a sudden, boom, they just kick into high gear, and next thing you know, they're well on their way to being broken down. So perhaps just, you know, just a little bit more patience is enough to let these potatoes finally get somewhere. But you know, we're not going to be, you know, unlimited on our patience. I think giving them perhaps 1 or 2 more check-ins, who knows, maybe next time we'll just decide to remove them, and then we'll know for sure by freezing them again more thoroughly this time would be presumably the way to do it better the next time, and then give it back to them or give them to somebody. Wouldn't necessarily be important to return stuff to the bin from which they were removed, although sometimes, I don't know why, but I'll do something like that and I'll be so careful just to make sure I return it to the worms to whom the material belongs, as if it really made any difference. Alright, so yeah, you know, moisture coming in with this watermelon rind I think will help. And you know, here in bin number 2 I feel like I'm sensing a bit more moisture than we did in bin number 1, and I believe there was actually a discrepancy in moisture levels. It must have been here in bin number 2 where we felt the much greater amount of moisture, because even last time when we came in here, we came in to find all of the covers over in bin number 1 and bin number 2 left to air out and lose some of its moisture to evaporation, or at least that was the plan. And it did seem during the last check-in that things had equalized enough to say that we don't need to have special topping arrangements or covers arranged any particular way to suit the needs of one or the other system anymore. They were close enough to be managed the same way again. However, you know, you can certainly sense that there's still a lot more moisture in the material here in bin number 2 than there is in bin number 1, but we'll just go ahead and cover up much the same way as we did in the past. Feeding zone indicator, following tradition, the good old paper top coverings, which were actually doing a pretty good job holding in moisture to a certain degree, but it does seem to me like if we really want this foraging to work well, it will be in our interest to not let things dry much in here. Not that they would with the high humidity around here lately, but I'm thinking just to ensure it, I'm liking the idea of bringing on these bubble wrap coverings. Like I said, I was going to make the final decision on doing this or not based on how things seemed during the check-in, and it did seem to me like perhaps allowing all that watermelon juice in there to actually remain in the material and help boost the moisture level down in the feeding zone a little bit, and the plastic surrounding, the plastic covering the rest of the material here is going to also help preserve some of the system's moisture, and we'll out here on the edges allow for a little bit more evaporation and drying to continue, and that'll kind of leave a few pieces of bedding and whatnot out here. Oh, actually, a piece of potato. All right, let's at least get that someplace where it has a chance. But yeah, some of this bedding out here will be sort of sacrificial and getting dry and not getting much action, but during the next check-in it'll get blended in. So I think this might be a nice way to proceed with foraging here in these systems. So just wanted to get that little baby worm off the plastic. Somehow he ended up over there, and it might have been off of my glove. I could see here's another one. So it would make sense to be careful here before we run off to the sink to clean things off, but I think we got the last of them in a safe spot, so let's leave it at that. So I'm going to go take care of getting things cleaned up and put away, but since that stuff's boring, I'm not going to waste your time with that. Before I go really quick, let me just say thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, as always, please don't forget to leave me a quick thumbs up before you go. That's always really appreciated. And if you haven't done so already, please also consider subscribing to the channel. That's very much appreciated as well. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye now.